that again?
The Adventures of Ford Fairlane.
Right, okay, I'll have a little look.
I watched it recently. That is clearly like I kind of enjoyed it mostly because I remember seeing it back in the day when he was really a big deal, and I remember enjoying it then. I watched it again. I was like, yeah, it's not very good, but I'm kind of enjoying it.
No, it's a lot of fun. Now, I'm not saying it's a great movie as in like it's art, but it's very much of its time. It's a very very much an end of the '80s, start of the '90s, and it's just it just reeks of that time period. It's like if you want a reminder of what that time was like 1990, 91, what was it? Yeah. Oh, dude, especially it was like the big hair metal was still a thing. The big, and the girls with the big. You'll
Gilbert Gottfried almost never doing his voice.
Yeah,
being pretty quieter than usual.
Yeah, it's got a lot of cameos in it.
That freaked me out, actually. Sorry, Sean. When Gilbert died, I didn't realise that wasn't his real voice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What if I had something in this hand right here, and then it made you forget about that ticket in this hand? You were just like, what is this? What is it? I don't know.
You didn't think that was his real voice? Do you have any idea what it would take to maintain that all day? It's just
no.
Oh, look, I got a thing here. I'm just going to die from that surprise. Oh my God! What a parking ticket! That's my wife's car.
You bitch!
I gotta be honest. I often cross my mind. How could anyone ever live with someone with a voice like that? But obviously,
I do that for 5 seconds. I'm like, going, I need a break. I need water. I can't. I'm not even very good at it.
No, it's good to me.
That was the best. That was the best scene in that movie too, by the way.
Oh, Beverly Hills Cop 2?
Yeah.
That's another one that's like not very good, but I really enjoy it.
I love it.
It's fun. I
love it.
Yeah, it doesn't have as good a plot as the first one. It's a little and some of the stuff like that police chief is just way too obvious and stupid, and it's just I don't like that. But the rest of it, Murphy's fun. It's enjoyable. I kind of dig it.
It feels more I think it feels more like an 80s movie than the original does too, for some reason.
Yeah, it definitely has that Michael Bay, Jerry Bruckheimer feel to it,
Yeah.
Or I guess Tony Scott directed that one.
Tony Scott, yeah. I didn't realize that till I put it on.
Yeah, I think he did.
It did. Oh, yeah. Now that you say that, I don't know why. It's got all of the, it just, screams Tony Scott.
Yeah.
Sweaty dark rooms with blinds.
Yeah, I love that, man. I loved his aesthetic.
A lot of smoky, dusty interiors.
I tell you what, boys. The wrong Scott died. The wrong Scott committed suicide. I stand by that. Too.
No way.
Can't they just both live? Would that be all right?
No,
nice.
Ridley Squat should be dead. For the things he's inflicted on the Alien franchise alone, he deserves to seppuku himself. I'm just saying. I'm
the dark one here.
Have you guys seen Robin Hood with Russell Crowe? Come on, man.
I couldn't get through it.
No,
he
does some. This is the problem with Ridley Scott. He's either masterclass or dog shit.
What was the last masterclass movie he made? And be honest.
Gladiator, maybe.
Okay, 2099. Okay.
I need to look up. Let me look up because I'm sure there was something more recent than that.
Black Hawk Down.
Yeah, that was 2004.
No, that was like 2001.
Oh, you might be right. It might be 99. That's right, because it was about Somalia. So it would have been. Yeah, you might be right. It's been a while since
The Last Duel. Apparently, that's supposed to be good.
What? Oh,
The Last Duel.
No. Boring.
Okay.
Dull's just.
The Martian. The Martian was good.
That's debatable.
I don't mind The Martian. I quite liked Alien Covenant though, up to the ending.
Yeah, I mean, I have a.
It's worth watching just to see Jossie Smet get it in the shower.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I've got mixed feelings on it. It's a serviceable Alien movie, but it's not. It doesn't reach the level of Alien or Aliens,
No, but then they really are the pinnacle. Alien is the pinnacle, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I was talking to my girlfriend last night about that. She asked me if I preferred Alien or Aliens, and I said that I think Alien is a superior movie until the alien bursts out the chest, and then it just becomes a slasher movie. It's pretty kind of by the numbers after that. But before that, it's a masterclass of like stuff we've never seen before. So I kind of prefer Aliens because it's a mishmash of genres and it's consistent all the way through. I don't.
Yeah, I mean both of them are classics, and they're just such totally different. They're almost totally different genres. The one's an action movie, and the other one's a haunted house movie in a lot of ways, or a slasher movie.
Okay. This has to be addressed. Hammond in the chat says, whining about Ridley Squat because the Alien franchise is such a basic Redditor shit. Okay, so instead of that, why don't I bring up, any of the dog shit he's made since The Martian? How about all of that crap?
House of Gucci?
Dog shit.
That was dog shit. That was terrible. I'm a big Ridley Scott fan, but I admit he's 50-50, but I think the stuff that he's done that he's good. He's so good.
He
gets a pass on the shit.
He's a feast or famine guy, isn't he? When it's good, it's really good, and when it's bad, it's really bad.
No, yeah. It's not that. It's just that he lost it, right? Just like John Carpenter, right? He could do no wrong up until a certain point, and then he's just made who gives a shit. You know what I mean?
What makes you think that these directors keep? I mean, because Ridley Scott's got to be 80 now. We spoke about James Cameron earlier, that he's lost it. You mentioned what was his name? You just said from the thing.
Oh,
John Carpenter.
John Carpenter.
John Carpenter. What makes these people go? Do you think it's just like a drug? They reach such heights that they can't let it go? Because from my perspective, if I'd reached such heights, I'd want to go out on a high. I'd be like,
I think that way back when Red Letter Media called it with George Lucas, when you watch the behind the scenes of like the Phantom Menace and everything, everybody's just frightened of him because you make this thing that is so unbelievable and amazing. But when you're making it at the time and nobody knows it, everybody treats you like just any other up and coming director, and you are pressured and pushed, and you have people pushing back on you, and you have that collaboration that's going on where, if you have bad ideas, that people are willing to say, that's a bad idea. You need to do this, this, and this. But once you have that big one, once you have a couple of those big ones, I mean, I think Peter Jackson is another example of this with The Hobbits, that now that you've had this, you've had all these accolades and and people that were with you, they've gone on to their own things. And so, you're getting in new young people that are just frightened to death of you, just hero worship you, will say yes to anything you do because you're the guy who created Star Wars. You're the guy who created The Thing. You're the guy that created Alien, blah, 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 blah. I think they just get really up their own ass, and they don't have somebody pushing back on them saying, look, we know what you did, but that doesn't mean that what you're doing now isn't a bad idea. Nobody has the guts to tell them that. I think it's really just that simple.
They lose that like young, hungry, I got something to say thing too. And in the case of John Carpenter, I think it was a string of brilliant masterclass movies that were not well received at the time, and I think it just kind of killed him a bit inside. You know what I mean? And
I've noticed there's been a lot of resurgence in looking back at things like Prince of Darkness and stuff like that, saying, wait a minute, this is pretty good. And I mean, there's some directors that are always good. Yeah, I mean, say what you want about Spielberg. I mean, I wasn't that big a fan of The Fabelmans, but I mean, and he makes much smaller, more serious movies, but they all seem to be relatively competent and good. Whether your enjoyment may vary, but they're not bad movies.
Well, yeah,
Scorsese has hardly ever made a bad movie. He just keeps going.
There's a difference between a competent, serviceable movie and like the art that they've achieved in the past. That you judge them by their past standard. They set the bar, and then you're like, dude, you didn't hit it. And like a smaller movie is one thing, but there's like the guy who made Big Trouble in Little China also made Escape from L.A. I mean, you kidding me?
Well, that's my point. I'm saying that Spielberg has made smaller movies, but he hasn't made complete dog shit incompetent movies.
But they're not.
I guess Ready Player One maybe, but
they're
I don't
not.
know.
But even the smaller movies aren't great, though. I don't think. You know what I mean?
They're pretty good. I mean, it's not. Yeah, is he making another Raiders? Is he making something? No, but I'm just saying. And the same with Scorsese. I mean, I just don't see him making dog shit like what Ridley has been making, or what George Lucas or some of these other guys have been making.
Scorsese's pretty. He's pretty consistent.
Cameron with these avatars. I mean, Jesus, you know.
It's like, I mean, Ridley Scott's 85. I mean, what makes him? Yeah, he's earned a fortune. Surely you want to be at that age. You want to be sitting back and enjoying retirement.
Maybe Quentin.
Why would you still want to be doing it?
Yeah, I mean, listen. Maybe Quentin. Regardless of your feelings about Quentin Tarantino movies, maybe he's right, man. 10 and done before you lose it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, well, why not go? I mean, whatever your favorite director is, maybe you want more all the time. Of course you do, right? But there's a point of diminishing returns where like they've lost it. I'd rather, I would rather them end it, and you could always be like, oh man, but still, you got this perfect catalog, as opposed to just trash shit. Like actors, it's the same with actors. They do all this stuff, and then you get like, and of course we know now that Bruce Willis had a thing, but let's just assume Bruce Willis is completely healthy, and you just see this just degrading, and you're like, oh God, look at all this trash, and these directors do that, and
I don't know. I think Hammond has a point, like, summing up an entire guy's career by the trash movies he makes. I suppose there's something to that, but there's also
wait a minute.
Wait. I got something to say. Just give me a second.
Okay. Yeah.
But Matt, what you said, I think kind of resonates, and I think this isn't more than just film directors. I think this is like across the board. This boomer generation, or just before the boomer generation, the silent generation, who just won't let go and just retire and just stop. From congressmen to newspaper people to media people, they just hang on to this shit forever, and they won't stop, doing it, and to their own detriment, I think.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's going to get to the stage where people will only remember the late shits rather than the genius early stuff. And to me, again, I'm not in the industry, I don't really have an ego or anything like this. It doesn't bother me, but I just find it weird how you would tarnish such great work by just not going, do you know what, I'm going to call it a day. I'm 85. I'm responsible for Blade Runner and Gladiator and Alien and blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to go out on a high and just go, thank you very much, everyone. It's been great. And maybe even spend your time nurturing new young talent.
I mean, there was a ton of...
I think Scott's lined up for about another 5 films. And John Williams, apparently he's not retiring now. He's like, man, you're 90-odd years old.
I mean, he's probably one of those...
the last 10 years.
He's probably one of those dudes that if he quits, he'll die,
Yeah, to be fair, Williams has never made a bad score, so I mean, I'm not seeing that.
That's true. But you know what? It's like Hammond says, don't making one bad movie doesn't tarnish past work. Let me just say this: have you ever heard the joke about you build 1,000 beautiful bridges and nobody remembers you as a bridge builder? You suck one guy's cock. I rest my case.
I think it's an interesting topic because I remember, like, I've been going into some of these older movies and I'll check out some of these actors and actresses from these very classic movies, and they will go on for some time and then they just retire in their 40s or 50s and just kind of let the next generation come at it. This was kind of normal, and now these old people that I mean Harrison Ford is 80. He's doing another Indiana Jones. Like, why?
Yeah.
It's so.
And at one time,
and Red Hulk as well. Apparently, he's lined up to spearhead a Red Hulk Marvel TV show.
I mean, on the other hand, I really love him in 1923.
Yeah.
But it seems like an age appropriate kind of role and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's the difference. I don't know, man. It's weird with him. At one time, I thought that Harrison Ford was like the guy that was like kind of a gatekeeper of quality control of the, Indiana Jones. You know what I mean? Because he talked like that in the past. Like, no, I'm not going to do some dog shit movie. And then he does
Crystal
a dog
Skull
shit
came.
Movie. A Steven Spielberg movie.
He's fallen out of a fridge after a new. It's like, well, I guess that's out the window.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's the Hollywood execs just cashing in on all this nostalgia all the time and throwing these truckloads of money. I don't know what it is.
But that's the thing, though. Again, Harrison Ford. Let's find out what his net worth is. But how much is I mean, Harrison Ford is what we saying 80 odd now.
I don't believe any of this is for money. Not these guys at this level. I don't think they're doing it for money anymore. I think there's something.
It's called the backroom casting couch.
But it can't be for legacy.
You would need the money for the medication to get it up, right?
He's definitely got the money for that, though.
Yeah.
Well, he's worth $300 million, and he's 80 years old, and he's got a back catalogue that includes Blade Runner, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, The Fugitive, if you want to shut that in.
You know what?
It doesn't need to work. Doesn't need to work. Doesn't need the money. He's 80 years old. He's probably at most got 20 years left in him.
Well, I mean,
enjoy, man. You just ruin your legacy at this stage.
Well, I mean, I would not say 1923 is ruining his legacy. I think that's a great part. He's doing a great job. Indiana Jones 5, you kind of like going,
bad as what they're saying. They're just going to go, fuck you.
Listen, it comes down to this, right? These guys have got huge, gigantic egos that we can't even comprehend to understand. Guys with egos like that make you want to be a movie star, they're not going to stop, right? They're always going to want to do that. There's no, they're not normal people. Their brains don't operate the way we do. So you just got to chalk it. Yeah, you just got to chalk it up to like the kind of personality that wants to do that as a job is the kind of person that's never going to quit until they're either run out of the business or locked up or dead. So
maybe
they quit, they'll die.
Yeah,
that's get to that stage.
Hey, look, if you want to do what you love and you really love it, and that's it makes you happy. You might have begrudged them from doing that, but on the other hand, it's like I just whatever discernment they may have had. Sometimes I think that something is overriding that.
Yeah,
and you end up with Crystal Skull or Dial of Destiny or the Hobbit films.
It is weird that they continue to want to do it, but their ability to like discern quality goes out the window. Or maybe it's just because they get that old, they aren't offered these, so they have to take it,
Well, it's certainly when you get to a certain age, you don't want to feel like you're no longer useful or viable or something anymore, that nobody cares about you. I mean, I think there's something to that. Maybe
all three
part of it.
All three of us know what that feels like.
I had that happen in my 30s, so Yeah, once you get used to it, it's kind of freeing.
Yeah, it's very freeing. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess this is a bigger topic that we're going to solve here. But
just one more thing, then, because we're looking at Stallone's talking about retiring from acting and going behind the camera. I mean, he's 80 years old.
Yeah,
he doesn't seem to feel the need to keep doing stuff.
Well, that's because he's like, all the testosterone steroids he takes is finally taking their toll, and he's like, I can't keep going on the screen looking like this. I've got tits. I've got these testosterone titties now.
Yeah, true. And he can barely walk anymore.
I think he looks pretty good in the show. The only thing that distracts me is he's got those Nancy Pelosi eyebrows now. I don't know how that happened. Thank you for watching this excerpt from Outpost Frequencies. Tune in live every Sunday at noon Central Time or 6 o'clock UK time. And also, remember to come to lastmovieoutpost.com for all your latest in movie news, streaming news, and everything cool about film. We are the cool news now. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next stream.